Welcome back everyone to Welstopia. We are back here in the room where we are placing the trap door, and I was originally planning on placing it right here. Unfortunately, while in the module there is a stairway going down, I don't think that would work very well in Minecraft. So I'm covering up that and instead using this and using a ladder to get up and down. It's not going to be frequently used, therefore I think it would be fine having it as a ladder system instead of a stairway system. As for the trapdoor itself, see how this works. I'll need a ladder. Wish I thought of that before it went down it. We'll place a ladder there, and go up and down that way, and then we'll be in this area. And I also think it'll be easier to hide a trapdoor that's on a corner, or I guess it's an edge, not a corner. Except there you've got a window. I need to move it to a location that's not right next to a window. Let's try this spot right here. Open it up. Now that's a bit hard in getting down afterwards. Dump that torch. Now let's try getting up and down. Good. Perfect. So we have a way of getting up and down. Now of course we do need a way to hide it. We could use carpeting, but in this haunted house most of the carpeting is decayed. Of course, we could have spotty amounts of carpeting all over the place to make it look like that it used to be carpeted, the carpeting is going away. Thus, we still have this thing hidden. And of course, the reason this happens to be hidden is because whoever's living down in the basement is setting it up that way. They just made sure that some of the carpet is covering it. That sounds reasonable. Which brings us down to this area. Now, of course, this is also going to be a secret door. So, no, you can't just get here from the... Well, you could. It's just that you have to find the secret door first. And I think that takes care of how to get in and out of here. Now we need the question of the cave system that's beneath. And that means digging this out here. I want to know where the cave system is before I do the rest of the basement, because that's going to be very important in deciding what I do with the spider spawner. In the module, the secret door leading down into the cave is right here, and then it goes down, then bends out in that direction, and leads all the way back here, thus not going below the basement or anything like that, but continues on down until it reaches below. That doesn't quite work here, because here the exit to the cave system has to be right here, just 4 blocks below where I have the basement. I'll thus have to do some turning about, and of course arranging that the ceiling of the cave doesn't break into the basement itself, because we need the exit to the cave to be right here, because this is a relatively hidden spot that feeds into the swamp right over here, and this is where we want to have our boat, of course, because we're going to have a boat at the end of the cave. And of course we don't want to just put it here, because that leaves out the entire cave section, right? We can't have that. We will start by digging down a little bit. Let's get the top. We want to go 1 for the intersection where we go with the wall where the door is all going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 4 this way. Then we'll start digging right here. Because we want to go down by 4. If we go down by more than 4, then we'll have to come back up afterwards. We may decide to do that, but for the moment we'll just go down by 4. Give ourselves a little bit of light. 1, 2, 3, and 1 more after that. Then we will be set then to start into the main section for the caverns and all. But it looks like I've got a nice source of gravel here. My initial dig here was done to follow the resources that were here. I took quite a bit of coal and gravel. What I'll do now is head out this way, then turn around, and if I see any resources and the like, I'll grab those, and that'll make the basic layout of the openings that are going around there. Then I could carve out what I want afterwards. I want to go out here, make a U-turn, and return so that I could get back to where I'm going. If I computed this properly, I should soon open up into the water. Yeah, like that. This is exactly where. Close enough. And I'll just open this up into a tiny little cave. Try to have it be difficult to find, so that we don't have people roaming around here and just happening to be finding it. And I think that's a good, nice place for a narrow opening to let people out into the water, because this is where we're going to have a boat that's going to be handling smuggled goods that go between here and a ship that's going to be out there. And I think that is that. Obviously I don't want the ceiling to be too high in this section because it'll interfere with the basement up there. I think that's where we're going to have our basic ideas. We're going to have some passages going off, of course, in order to confuse the adventurers, and we're also going to have to make sure that they don't assume that this is the main passage. A lot of the branches are therefore going to be going out in the direction maybe they might accidentally go or not. We'll have to see. Fortunately, I didn't run into any other nice minerals, because if I did, I would have started digging those and they could have dictated my direction and how to make some of the caves. But I guess I'll just have to come up with those on my own. If my calculations are right, we're not that far away from that spider spawner. In fact, I think I just found it. Yes, the spider spawner then is right here, meaning that one of these side passages can lead right to it. Nice! That means then that one of the side passages can be that. Some of these side passages do lead to monsters. They have things like green slime, and I'm not in a slime chunk, and I'm too high to activate a slime chunk anyway. Now, we are in a swamp biome, I believe. But I think that there are certain rules on when the slimes can activate and stuff like that when you're in a swamp biome. Thus, I won't be expecting any of those really to come about. But we have a spider spawner here. And we could then assume that the monsters that they will be getting will be spiders instead of some other type. Nice idea. Now I have a better idea of what to do with the spawner, which means I really don't need this to be going into there. I didn't want the spider spawner to be directly accessed through here, and now I have a way to get to it without doing so. Perhaps these smugglers also are dealing with some sort of illicit spider or silk trade or something like that. No. Setting up a spider farm here might be something that's too close to being legitimate business. Unless they're trying to avoid taxes. I wonder if there's a spider tax in a Minecraft world. Whatever is the case, I now know that the spider cave does fit in with this. It's not directly in my route, but it would be one of the side passages. Might be useful for monsters or something like that. And also find a way to turn that into a farm. I suspect that, despite what I was thinking earlier, that this area might be able to spawn slimes. The difficulty is, of course, the light level would have to be low because this is a upper area. This is based on these swamp spawning rules for slime. And if the light is low enough to spawn slimes, it's also low enough to spawn creepers and zombies and skeletons and all the like, and might be useful for some sound effects. Yes. I don't think the mods will like it. If this were a single player world, I think I would go with it. But the mods really don't like you creating a large number of mob spawnable areas underground because it affects the spawn rates for every place else. Now, I might make such a place, have it lit up, but when the tour comes up at the end of the season, when we don't care anymore, then I'd take out all the lights, and during the tour, I can have that nice spooky sound. And I also might have that nice spooky sound for a Halloween tour that I could give. So special occasions I could turn out all the lights, but normally keep the lights on so that it doesn't affect spawn rates. That's a nice idea. And where would be a nice place for that? What better place than here? So I'll create a nice dark area. I will have to test this a little bit, but as soon as the test is over, I will of course have to be courteous and get the place backlit up so that we don't affect what anyone else is up to. Let's get this right into here. And we can make this nice, and we'll put this here for now. And I'll think about a good way to make it hidden or something like that later on. But I have to make it hidden but easily identifiable so I could find it immediately. Well, I need to replace the walls and all before I will really decorate the basement. I am just going to pop in a couple of beds here. The basement does call for a number of beds in here because this is where most of the smugglers sleep. And I'm just doing that because I'm getting tired of running all the way upstairs whenever I want to take a little bit of a nap when it's night. I think the next thing to do is to do some testing here to see if I could produce some sounds. I probably need a source of glowstone so I can make some redstone lamps because I think that would really make turning the lights on in this place a lot easier. For now, I'll just have to block it off, take out the torches and close it up, then find some place where I could work that's not too close to this. The spider spawner seems to be about 23 blocks away, thus that's a little bit too close. Now, of course, if I'm in the area, then the spider spawner itself could be made to be active. That would be easy enough. I also would like some redstone lamps to be able to control that, and to turn this into a little bit of a XP farm or something like that. And being able to turn that on and off and will and all that stuff means maybe I could also turn this into a place where I could hear lots of spiders to give that little special sound to make you shiver as you're going through this place. then I think I need to go upstairs, probably. Oh, my goodness gracious. Where did he come from? Now, obviously, I left a spawnable location somewhere. Probably a few out here. Maybe I should close this up now? Well, for now I'll use dirt, but I may have to use something else in the end. Maybe cobble? Yeah, because it will act as a foundation for this place. I'll replace this with cobble. I'll decide later if I want to do it for the other walls. Yet I did find one little flaw that I had here related to light, and that's way down here where we have our little cave going in here. This has to be open due to the way things operate, and of course at nighttime this is going to be very spawnable, and we'll have to decide how are we going to handle that. We're going to have an easily spawnable location here at night. And of course, we have to make it non-spawnable in a way that's not going to make people think, oh, is there something over there? And all this stuff here is obviously going to be spawnable. How to do it. And no, light is not an option here, because if I use the light in order to make this non-spawnable, it'll mean that someone will notice that there's something going on over here. And that is, of course, counter to the entire point of this. One could explain strange lights here by saying, oh, it's something that the old alchemist who used to live here did, or something like that. So that's explainable. But if we saw that this was showing lights down in the basement, people would look towards there saying, oh, what's going on there? Someone find the smuggler's operation, and of course that is counter to the entire thing. While I wait for a most likely futile effort to get a few things to spawn, I thought I would take care of something suggested by one of the viewers, and that was to put some iron bars in front of the fireplace to make things a little bit safer here. Now, unfortunately, it does take up a little bit of space, but you do want to keep people from going right in top of the middle of a fireplace, so perhaps that's not bad. Maybe we could put one there. And why did I put a hole there? Were these? Oh, these are communicating runes. Okay, that's fine. I forgot that those rooms were designed that way. There we go, and we'll put that one there. Just in case, I'll put a torch there for now. I will have to do something about lighting and mob proofing of this area. Normally in a house, of course, you would use either light or carpeting, and not exactly best idea here. So I don't want too much light. Now, I know the module says it has good lighting, but it has good lighting because you're going there during the daytime, and there's so many holes in this place that light's filtering in from the outside. I mean, who would visit a haunted house at night? As quiet as a mouse. That means there are creepers there. That's why it's as quiet as a mouse. Ooh, good thing I only... No arrows? Ooh. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Perhaps I should just whack them. perhaps that wasn't the best strategy after all. I'll call that a partial success. I managed to spawn some monsters, but they were quiet monsters. And that wasn't quite what I intended. Now I guess if I really want to have some noisy monsters in the basement, I'll just have to settle for spiders, because getting spiders to spawn should be easy enough. And getting them not to spawn will be enough of a problem. I need some levels anyway, so I'm going to go and face a few of these. This time I made sure I went back to get my Bane of Arthropods sword. I also have a bow with me just in case, and yes, I did go back to get some arrows. Therefore I have everything that I need, right? Right. No, I don't need a map. Get rid of map. Let's close off a couple of torches. And I should be able to get a few spiders here. Probably as much as darkness as I want here, because I don't want to get things like creepers popping up here. And I do need to get rid of that one too. There, that's dark enough for spiders. Yep, that's dark enough for spiders. Hello! And I'm one-shotting them too. That's always good. Especially when they can't poison you. I'm going to sit there, kill a few spiders, and get some XP and some string. And when we return next time, I'll turn this into a proper location to create sounds and not. But that means I'll need to go and get some glowstone, and I'll have to figure that out before the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.